Hey guys, welcome to a new monthly recap. And in this one, I'm going to go over my performance on April, basically check my trading journal and see how I did and evaluate what trades we took. As always, showing you everything with full transparency, with full honesty, and showing you my journey because that's the main idea. I'm documenting my process towards, of course, becoming the best trader. So in this case, by analyzing my trading journal, first thing we can check is that we finished April on 9R. So far, considering the previous months, this has been our best month so far in 2025, which is honestly great. Being able to finish a month in 9R, it's very, very good. And I'm honestly very happy about it. It was a very good month with a lot of trades. We're gonna check that in a sec. And yeah, as we can see right now, we have a 28.6% win rate. I've mentioned this multiple times before. This is a little bit lower than my actual backtesting. My actual backtesting so far with almost 1,200 trades, it's around 34% win rate. So of course, the 28.6% is a little bit lower than that. We're gonna work hard to increase that a little bit. But of course, when you trade live markets, there's some variables different to when you're backtesting, such as emotions, or also some variables like spread, slippage, and of course, that is gonna affect our total win rate. So I'm not looking for a 34% win rate, but I'm looking for something over or higher than 31 or 32%, if that's possible. That's the main idea here. And now, if we go over our trades, let's check here. So in this part, from this row till here, that's basically our month. And we can see in this whole column that this is all April, right? And basically, what I'm going to do is evaluate and check some of the screenshots I took for you guys to see my trades. I know that if you have been following every single weekly recap, basically evaluated every single trade I've taken every single week. But considering that it's a monthly recap, let's check some of the trades. I'm not going to check every single one of the trades because if we see, I basically took 33 trades on April, so I'm not going to check 33 setups right now. But of course, the idea is to evaluate at least a couple of them. So let me check randomly and open a couple of screenshots here to check. So let's first open this one, which was a take profit. Let's open a loss. Let's open another take profit. Let's open, for example, a break-even trading here. And let's also open another loss and another break even around here. Let's open another take profit, maybe this one. So now that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 setups, let's evaluate them real quick. So this is a take profit on NCD very nice. Actually, a funny thing here to mention, we can see that in here, price with this impulse and this candle, basically reached my final TP, and I got filled on most of my challenges. So the ones I took this, so my funded plus my challenges. But with my personal account, with Forex.com, I didn't actually got filled in here, which is unfortunately. But then we're lucky that price came back. We didn't get filled, like our break even didn't get filled, and then it immediately went into our expected direction, filling the 1, 2, 3. Then we have AUD JPY, which was another nice trade, but unfortunately this one we got stopped out of break even. Price reached our 101, then it came back, stopped us out of break even, and then it went into our direction. So this was a break even trade. This was actually very recent. This was the stop loss on EuroCAD. As you guys can see, the same pattern, same setups. We can see that there was an impulsive movement to the upside, breaking structure with fair value gap, and also was following order flow. So it was a valid setup to take. I took it. It was a loss, and there's nothing to do about it. Then we have EuroCAD. Wow, this one was very frustrating. And actually, I had a very similar situation, like literally I think 1 or 2 days ago. I'm going to show you guys in a second, but we can see that price got very close to my take profit, but before hitting our take profit, it reversed back and stopped us out at break even. So this was definitely unfortunate, but there's nothing to do about it. That's trading. These things happen, and we have to learn to basically don't get affected emotionally by this type of situations. So actually, if I want to show you guys this scenario that happened earlier this like in this week basically it was this one euro AUD that was a break-even trade. I'm going to open this real quick to show you guys. It was very similar, like a very similar scenario, but if we can see, we got tagged in here, price moved very close to our take profit, and then before hitting our take profit it reversed back and stopped us out at break even. So very similar trades. Let me open that one. this one on Euro CAD and this one on Euro AUD, literally identical, and unfortunately, we weren't able to capitalize in these positions. Okay, so now moving on with the next setups, CAD Chef. This was a nice take profit, liquidity sweep, break of structure, fair value gap. This is an A plus setup. All my roles in place. I took it, and it was a nice 1, 2, 3. I think this was at the beginning of the month, if I'm not wrong. Then we had a stop loss. This was very unfortunate. It was an aggressive range. I'm not gonna lie, because of course we can see that we were bearish, but I saw this as the my high, my low. This took liquidity and then it broke structure. So it was a valid reversal for me. I took it and we got stopped out for less than a pip. And after stopping me out, basically taking my liquidity, price immediately went into our direction. So there was a unfortunate stop loss as well. And finally, this was a nice take profit. If I'm not wrong, this was also at the beginning of the month. And it was a nice take profit. As we can see, some of you guys might have been interested in this position from this low, but I took it from this low here with the fair value gap, break of structure, and it was a nice 1, 2, 3 risk reward. So those were some of the trades I took this month, right? And as we can see, it was a nice month. I'm not gonna lie. Of course, there were unfortunate scenarios like the one I show you on EuroCAD or Euro AUD, but those are things we need to learn to be comfortable and accept them, because these things also happen in our backtesting. I've experienced those same scenarios multiple times. And of course, when you're live trading, and especially if you're trading challenges or funded accounts, you're gonna get probably more emotionally involved with these scenarios, but it's something we need to manage, and that's gonna be like we're gonna be able to face this way better through time. It just takes time. It takes mastering the skill and mastering our emotions. It is what it is. And I wanted finally to show you one trade that, if we can see throughout this whole year, every single trade I've taken has fit my plan, my rules, and basically works in hand with my system. But there was actually one trade this month that I basically put it here as it didn't fit my plan. So it was not the most high quality trade. And actually, by analyzing and going over every single one of my setups this month, I realized that it was not valid based on my rules and based on my testing. So I wanted just to show you guys that this is important. It's important for you guys to journal and log every single one of your trades to be able to do these reflections, because sometimes our ego kicks in and we're not able to see the bigger picture and evaluating actually what was our performance, and if we took valid trades, and if our losses are actually valid, or there were maybe some mistakes involved. Most of my losses are valid and they follow my plan, but this one specifically was not valid based on my data, not based on my emotions, not based on my bias for the day. It was based specifically on my trading plan and rules. So I wanted to show you the trade real quick and speak just a few seconds about it. We can see this. And immediately, if you guys compare it to every single one of my other trades, let's say, for example, let's see another stop loss, right? Let's don't even evaluate a take profit. For example, if we can see a nice range, right? We can see a nice clear low that breaks structure, and that's our trade with a fair value gap. In this case, there's literally no structure. There's no clear low. There's no clear high that was broken. Of course, we can consider this high as broken, but this one has no clear range in its movement, which basically makes it an invalid setup for me. It would be more valid if I would have taken from this low, right? But this one, or maybe even this low, but this one specifically has no range, has no clear break of structure, and this is an invalid trade. This is called human margin error. I saw this, maybe I was tired, maybe I was not concentrated, and I decided to take this trade, and it was a loss. And this one is an invalid loss for me. It's not a valid loss. I don't feel comfortable by losing this trade. So this is something I need to reflect on myself. And these mistakes, I've made it as well in my back testing. That's called human margin error. And that's why it's very important for us to evaluate our performance over the long term, because you're gonna make mistakes. We as humans make mistakes, and these things happen. But it's very important to evaluate our mistakes, because making mistakes is not bad. What's bad is repeating the same mistakes over and over again. So in this case, I evaluated this. I took notes. It's on my journal already, and I'm 100% sure that I'm gonna make my best to avoid these scenarios, these specific setups in the next few weeks, months, and years. So that was a stop loss. It was not valid, and I want to show you guys everything with full transparency. for you guys to understand that we all make mistakes and this is normal. This is just one mistake and we need to get better on it. Last but not least, I want to go over my platform challenges. You guys already know that I'm documenting my journey to getting funded with 200K in 2025. So it's important for you guys to understand how I'm doing with my platform challenges. So first, my 10K accounts right now, one of my alpha capital, the phase one, it's currently in break even, so 0%. Then out another phase one with alpha capital is in 2% up. My 25K account that we were able to take this account back to break even, which is honestly very good. It's now in -1%. I lost, I think, two trades in this specific account this week. So that's of course unfortunate, but we're still in that break even stage. Let's consider it that. Then my two fundeds, unfortunately, are in both in drawdown. What I do is basically split my trades through this account. So let's say, for example, if there's 10 trades, I take 5 trades on one account and 5 trades on the other account, and that's how I'm trading them. So sometimes I take good trades in this account, but bad trades in this one, and the opposite way around as well. So that's why they're both in drawdown. But I know that with the winning streak, we're going to be able to take these two accounts back to break even and hopefully get some withdrawals from these funded accounts. So yeah, that's basically how I'm doing so far with my challenges plus funded accounts. I'll keep you updated. This weekend, I'm gonna purchase some other accounts. I think they're gonna be 25K accounts. I'll keep you updated. And there's probably one 100K account coming very soon as well. So I'll keep you updated on that as well on my Instagram. And yeah, that was basically the monthly breakdown of April. Again, we're 9R in April so far. We started May with actually -2. I need to still update my trading journal. I took two losses so far, so May started rough. Let's not get worried about that. It's just the start of the new month. So now we're just focused on April that we made 9R, which is honestly great. So let's see if we're able to keep this momentum. Let's see if we're able to keep consistent and making great returns. As always, remember that I'm looking for 2 to 3% per month. So being able to have a 9R month is of course very good. So yes, guys, that's basically all for this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up. If you want to keep seeing these videos, let me know in the comments down below. If you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure to do that because that's where I give you all my updates in real time, the updates on my trades, updates on my new platform challenges and everything. And also, if you're interested in getting this trading journal, you can find the link down in the description of this video. So that's basically all for this video, guys, and see you in the next one. Take care.